What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the One Drop Yoyos Nitro. That's right, One Drop Yoyos drops another yo-yo. I think this has been one per month. I could confirm that. I have the site up, but I'm not going to look right now. In 2020. One Drop, to me, has really been the sort of shiny light, the diamond in the rough, we will say, of 2020, because otherwise 2020 has not been the greatest year. I'm sure a lot of you will agree. We've been marred with a lot of subpar things, and One Drop Yo-Yos are not one of those subpar things. These are awesome. So let's talk about the Nitro. First, let's get into the specs. It weighs in at a very light 62.4 grams. It has a 41.4 millimeter width with a 54 millimeter diameter. Those 54 millimeter diameters are very popular in organic yo-yos, particularly One Drop. One Drop's got a 54. Well, they did the 54, which was also good. 4 millimeter diameter. Anyway, flow groove response, 4.72 millimeter gap width with the flat one drop stainless steel 10 ball bearing. This is 7075 aluminum, pure matte finish with a tapped axle. Very nice. So the Nitro is the 7075 version of the Intro. See? Now the Intro weighs in at 66 grams, while this weighs in at 62.4. So this is significantly lighter, and thus plays much different than the Intro. But if you like the Intro, which I do, it's phenomenal, you will like the Nitro, and vice versa. At least I think so. So, like I said, lighter 7075 aluminum. The thing about 7075 aluminum is it's denser, it's heavier, and it can be thinner. So they've made a thinner yo-yo overall, but still with some pretty beefy rims, and it's just quick. And honestly, this is sort of like a speedy little monster. If the Intro was a little too slow, a little too chill for you, or if you like the Intro but want to play with something a little less chill, this is the way. 62.4 grams is super light for a monometal yo-yo, and this thing is light and quick, and has all of those awesome One Drop qualities that you wanted in a One Drop yo-yo anyway. Plus, I really like the way 7075 aluminum looks with the pure matte finish. It's got that like sort of lustery sheen. It looks good. I think it looks good. I don't know how much I like it for grinds. It's still fine for grinds, but the look is just perfection. Unfortunately, these sold out immediately, but there is another run coming. Do not sleep on these when the second run drops. They're awesome. But maybe that's a little bit too much of me just blabbering on about it. I should throw the yo-yo and show you guys what I'm talking about. I realize this has a white string and I'm wearing a white shirt. We'll see. That actually looks pretty good. So first thing you'll notice is, especially if you've played the Intro a lot, is that the Nitro is much lighter. Otherwise, I mean, same shape, more or less, I showed you. So it's going to feel sort of a similar way on the string, but so much lighter. Decent amount of power and stability. I'm not really having any trouble or issue keeping it on the plane. Not the longest spinner of all time. You're not going to get, like, you know, crazy spin times and stuff with it, but it's very stable and really hits and comes off the string really well. Handles a little bit of speed. Kind of wants to play a little quicker just because of how light it is, but not like uncontrollable. Nice wide gap. Provides for lots of wraps and wrap tricks and things. All right, One Drop Nitro, let's take it apart. I love this blue, by the way. Comes apart beautifully. Let's look here. So you got the sort of bell shape, organic. Comes up, there's a tiny little step there rounds over ever so softly right to the response pad, which works wonderfully. Really, really just a nice quality machining all over. There's no like weird machining marks or lines or anything here. It's just a clean, beautifully machined yo-yo. No nicks, dings, nothing anodized over that looks wrong. Everything just looks good. Top quality. You get top quality from One Drop, right? So that's that. Let's check out the bearing here. As you can see, One Drop 10 ball flat bearing. Mine's a little loud, but it spins amazingly. It's always a little loud at first. I suppose I could lube it. I'll probably make it shut up. That's usually what I do. But I didn't. Didn't yet. In fact, I think that might have been the first time I took this apart. Goes back together nice. Came apart nice. Like I said, build quality and machining quality is amazing. But let's do pros and cons. So pros. If you like this, you'll probably like this. Nice and light. Nice and small. Fits in your pocket real nice. It's a good, like, kind of everyday carry yo-yo. And 7075 aluminum really is... It's very durable. Like, it's meant to take... It's harder. It's a harder aluminum. It's harder to machine it. That's why it costs more, because it wears down the tools and the machine a little quicker. But, I mean, it really makes for a really durable yo-yo. And the pure matte finish, I feel like, is also a very durable... a very, very, like, durable finish as well. So it really kind of, like, lends itself to being a yo-yo that you take with you and carry with you every single day. And a yo-yo that's going to hold up eternally. Nice long axle. I've never stripped a One Drop yo-yo. I don't think it's possible necessarily, unless you maybe run it over with a car or something. And still, I think you would probably hurt the car as much as you would hurt the yo-yo. But I wouldn't see this stripping. This can definitely take a lot of abuse, a lot of punishment, a lot of daily playing. And it's a good shape and a good size. You'd be hard-pressed to find people who are just like, I don't like organic yo-yos. They just always play nice. They feel nice. They're nice to catch. It's a good shape. It's not too big, not too small. Kind of right in that mid-sweet spot. Been lots of big organics lately. Been lots of, like... A couple years ago, there were a lot of littler ones. This one's right in that medium size. Like I said, like the intro. So it's nice to have in the same year the 6061 version that's a little heavier and the 7075 version, which is a little lighter. And if you have both of them, you'll really see how One Drop sort of approaches 7075 aluminum versus 6061 and just what they can do as far as their design elements go. So really for me, like in a One Drop collector type of sense, this is sort of a must-have just to sort of be able to compare the two, because if you like this will play differently, but you'll still like it because it's very similar in shape, etc. But as you can see, there are some differences. It's not exactly the same. It does play different than the Nitro, or than the intro does. And like I said, it kind of blew off the shelves real quick in the first run. They're working on a second run right now, so I would suggest not waiting on the second run if this is something that interests you, because it'll sell out quickly too. So as far as all that's concerned, as far as cons are concerned, my only thing that I would say versus this is, because it's lighter, I do feel like I get, and it might just be in my head, I do feel like I get slightly less spin time out of this than I do out of the intro. Now, it's not significant. It still spins plenty long. It's not like, oh, it's such a quick, it dies so quickly. It doesn't. It spins plenty long, has plenty of time for tricks. It's just one of those, when you go back from one to the other, this sort of has an exceptionally long spin time, because for a yo-yo of this size, it's slightly heavy at 66 grams. Whereas this, being pretty light at 62.4 grams, it just doesn't have as much mass carrying the momentum. So that would be, I would say, my only con, although it's not really a con. It's just sort of a difference in, shape and size. But it does play a lot lighter, and I do like kind of lighter feel sometimes, especially after you've played like a heavier yo-yo. A lighter feeling yo-yo is very good. One Drop's been big on the organics lately. We had the intro, the Nitro, and the Downbeat 2020 were all very organic yo-yos, and honestly, all good additions to your collection. But this one, I think, this might be my favorite of the year thus far. I think so. I think it is. But we'll have to see what the boys at One Drop have coming up next, because This one's pretty sweet. So yeah, watch for the restock. Follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm on Facebook more often than not, and I will, share things on Facebook when I see it. So follow Throws and Brews on Facebook, and I'll share things, especially when I see the second run is dropping. I will share it because you're going to want to get on it before it sells out because it's pretty sweet. But if you haven't already picked up the intro, also sweet. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you, and I'll see you next time.